Okay, guys. First of all, it's been a good first couple days. Guys are coming out here working really hard. Been really pleased with just the teaching progression from our coaches. A lot of stuff that we can learn, but I've really loved the energy. It's been real positive. And then also, we'll be at training camp. We'll be at Loyola Marymount this year. So excited about that, Gary, aren't you? But it's been a great last couple years. Being at UC Irvine, they've done a great job. Really, what it had to do with is there's some specific parameters in terms of the allotment of time, and then just the transitional deals. It was going to be a little bit easier at Loyola to accommodate some of the meetings and walking through and practice within the confines of the CBA. So, couldn't say enough good things about UC Irvine, and then looking forward to being at Loyola Marymount. We'll continue to figure out the exact dates and things like that. But other than that, I'll take your guys' questions.
Coach, you weren't surprised by what you saw today from your team, were you?
I wasn't. It's every single day is a learning opportunity, Jim. And they did bring the energy. There's always things that we can continue to clean up on both sides of the football. Started working on some of the different things as it relates to the new kickoff rule, both that phase and the kickoff return. And so, just taking it a day at a time. But I've really loved the way this group has worked.
We saw Stetson Bennett out there working out. At what point did you guys decide that it was time for him to get out there, kind of get around the team and be able to throw the ball around and kind of get acclimated back to it?
Yeah, once we got through the season, Nick, he's done a great job. He's got a good look in his eye. I really appreciate the way that he's come to work. Been really, attentive in the meetings. I think Dave Ragone's done a great job with the quarterbacks as a whole. His command, his ability to communicate, and Stetson's had a couple good days, and, it's been good having him out here.
When we talked during draft weekend, you mentioned that report that Matthew Stafford wanted more guaranteed money on that contract. Has there been any progress towards making that happen?
Yeah, out of respect for the situation, Sarah, we'll just keep it in-house. What I am appreciative of is that he's here leading the way, and it's been a good couple days for him.
You had said at the draft that you were confident that you guys were going to be able to come to some kind of an agreement, that you wanted him here. He's here.
Yeah, he's here, and we appreciate that, and he knows that. I've had good conversations with him about football, and anything other than that, really just kind of keep it in-house.
Is the conversation still open, though?
In-house.
Are you confident that it'll be?
I respect the questions, I really do, but out of respect for just the totality of the situation, and really, there's just a lot of things that we want to be able to just keep in-house, and if there is any information on that front, you guys will certainly know, and maybe you'll break it on your Twitter.
But in terms of not specific to what he's talking about, but are you confident that he'll be at training camp?
I'm confident that he's been out here leading the way, and that's really where we'll kind of keep it right now.
What happened with Jonah Jackson?
We're just being smart with him. He had some things after the season, that we just not quite ready for. He's done a lot of stuff as it relates to just jog throughs, the mental stuff, making good progress, Jordan. But when he'll be able to take part in the full 11-on-11 stuff, we expect that to happen at some point this offseason. But right now, we want to be smart with him.
Is Ernest on site?
Ernest had an excused absence, just handling some stuff today, but he's been outstanding and been a great leader for us, like he has.
Coach, how did the rookies look today?
They've done great. It's still really early, Dennis. It's just 2 days. We had them last week where they were partaking in a lot of the drills. You're still limited in what you can do in phase 2, but through the first 2 days of the OTAs, you felt their presence. It's a lot of the things that we had hoped. It still is very far from real football when you don't have the pads on. There's certain restrictions in terms of just some of the ways that we can compete, some of the regulations on the schemes that we would activate, really on both sides of the football, but within the framework of what they can control, I've been really pleased with their group as a whole.
Can you elaborate on some of the new hires you guys made on your training staff?
Yeah, so, I think when you look at it, seems like turnover has been a consistent theme for the right reasons. And so you got Joe DeStore. He's done a great job. He's been in Houston. He has a great reputation, good energy. He'll be working with Coach Lovett. End up getting Trent Frey from the LA Kings. He's got a passion. He's got an understanding from a sports science perspective. And then Chris Anenye, who was in Tennessee. He's been in a lot of different places. But really, I think they fit perfectly with Coach Lovett, Reggie Scott. Their energy, their core values and principles, Jordan, has been very much in alignment with what we're looking at. And then, getting Sebastian Zorn as our nutritionist. He's been outstanding. The food has increased. I didn't realize how much better it could have been until he ended up getting here. So, but those 4 have been really good adds. Have loved what I've seen from them so far, and they certainly feel like they're fits for us.
Going from the draft and seeing Burst and Fisk on tape and talking to them compared to seeing them out here? What has jumped out at you?
You know, a lot of the same things, but still with, you know, it still is so regulated in regards to what we're doing right now, Kurt. But I've liked both their presence. You know, these guys, they love football. They're locked in. They're engaged in meetings. They work. They do everything that we ask. They're receptive to coaching. And then you feel their energy. You feel their presence on the grass. But it's been 2 days, you know, so I've certainly been encouraged. But the rookie class as a whole, even just meeting with them, whether it was me or Aubrey running a couple of the meetings where you're teaching them about the culture just because they came in a little bit later on in the off-season program, you know, when you can just tell people have a good presence and they're engaged and it's authentic. That's what I feel from this group, and it's all 26 of the rookies that we have. Obviously, the 10 draft picks you guys know, but the 16 free agents, this looks like it might come down on us, you know. But that's right. Hey, that's the only benefit of being short, huh? But it's been a real positive, and one that just keeps taking steps in the right direction.
Quick, kind of unique question about your defense. When you change coordinators, is Chris inheriting what you had? How much of it is different? How much do you tweak those type of things?
It's a great question. Yeah, I think what it starts with is, all right, what's the foundational philosophy? It always starts with the players. You know, when Brandon was our coordinator, you know, you had Wade and then you end up going to Brandon. There was a lot of things that we were, you know, excited about with that specific system, some of the visions that he brought. And then Raheem, you know, kept a lot of the foundational philosophies but put his own spin on it. And really, when you look at the 3 years, there were some different identities, but it was all predicated on our personnel. Chris will do the same. He's got a great coaching staff around him, got a lot of young guys that we feel really good about. And then we were able to add some veteran players on the back end, a lot of guys that played football last year that will use that experience as a positive. But we're working through it. You know, we're figuring that out right now. And it's always about the players, but there'll be some things that you'll see that might feel similar, and then there'll be some things that are different. And that's really the same for us offensively as well. So I think if you stay the same, you know, this league is too difficult. You end up becoming easy to attack, whether you're on offense, defense, or in the kicking game. And I've been really pleased with the job that Chris has done with his group so far.
Sticking with that side of the ball, Aubrey Pleasant getting the assistant head coach title. What went into that decision, and what was the reaction?
It's truly earned. You know, obviously you guys know how highly I think of Aubrey. He's been here 6 out of the 8 years. When he came back, his presence was immediately felt. But when I think about what that assistant head coach represents, it's a leader, it's a teacher, it's a mentor, it's a connector. A guy that, you know, like I had mentioned to you guys a couple minutes ago, he's done some stuff with the rookies where he's teaching about the culture. He's obviously a really close friend, but he has earned that role based on the effect and influence where, you know, you guys have heard me say before, you know, great leaders influence and affect positive change with people they're around, situations they're a part of. He's checking both of those boxes. And, you know, he's a great leader. He's just got a really great way about himself. And when we announced it to the team, it was one of the cooler moments I've been a part of because of the authentic excitement, you know, from the players and from the coaches, because it was earned. And it was cool to be able to surprise him and see the authentic appreciation. But like I said, it's been earned, and I'll lean heavily on him. And you know, it's something that I'm really happy for Aubrey, but I can't say enough about how much he's earned the right to be you know, called assistant head coach.
Couple more guys.
To be clear,
Yeah.
regarding Ernest, do you anticipate he'll be out here?
Oh yeah,
for more
he's been here. He's been around Gary. He just had something that he needed to take care of today. But you know, he's been great, and you know, he's been the leader that we all know he is.
Not contract related.
No, it's not contract related. No.
It's Sean, we've heard the coaches talk about the transition a rookie makes, guy from
Yeah.
rookie to second year. What have you seen from Puka as he's come back in the building, in the meeting room, and now on the field?
You know, what I love about him, and really a lot of these other rookies from last year, is there's a humility. You know, there was obviously a lot of accolades that came with the production that he had, but that's accompanied with an authentic humility. And he's got such a great example with some of the guys in his room, especially Cooper Kupp. And you could see, I know you guys probably see the workout videos, but when you've got a guy that models the way and sets the tone like that, and Puka has such reverence and respect, I've seen a guy that's really continuing to become even more of a pro, taking care of his body, getting on a more disciplined diet, the way that he's come out here and worked hard, the way that he's just so receptive to coaching, but also you know, earning that confidence. It's been great, and I feel that way about a lot of those other rookies that you guys know we've talked about. But you he understands the work works. We talk about a growth mindset a lot, Sarah, and I think he's epitomized that in addition to a lot of our other players. Kyren's good. Yeah, he had a little foot issue that we're going to be smart with him. It's probably good. That maniac works so hard. Sometimes it's good to just be able to pull him back, but he's been great. He's doing an excellent job, just physically feeling really good, and he'll be ready to roll and be a consistent, producer for us this year.
What is a foot issue? Soreness?
Yeah, here's what I would say. I keep it brief, but he's not going to participate in the off-season program. It's nothing to worry about. He'll be ready to go for training camp, but there's a little issue when he was training, and kind of just leave it at that. But nothing to be concerned about. I told him, I said it's probably a good thing now that you'll be with Reggie in a little bit more of a disciplined program instead of you just, running yourself ragged. But I love Kyren. He's chomping at the bit to get back out there, but that'll be training camp. Okay? Thanks guys.
Thanks.
All right. See y'all.